Hello everyone, my name is Lina and this is my group member Faye. It is our honor to give you the presentation about our evaluation report for the technology in the health informatics. We will introduce you one e-health technology named computer-based patient record systems today and give you the evaluation feedback of this system from us. First, I will start it with the content of our presentation. There are 5 main parts of the presentation. In the introduction part, I will give the meanings about what is a computer-based patient record and some background information about the needs for getting the computer-based patient record system. After this, I will give user needs and system requirements for the future record systems. In the methods part, there will be the design for the methods we use to evaluate the system as well as the standards we considered. Next is the result of our findings for the system, followed with the evaluation on the weakness and strengths. Last, based on the weakness and strengths, we will provide our recommendation for the system for improving. Now, I will demonstrate the introduction part. The computer-based patient record system is a repository of electronically maintained information about an individual's lifetime health status and health care, stored such that it can serve the multiple legitimate users of the record. Basically, it is an information management tool to provide clinical reminders and alerts, link edges with knowledge sources for healthcare decision support. It is an analysis of the aggregate data. So, why we need such information record systems? Because the use of legitimate demands for patient data are growing. It is more powerful and affordable to support computer-based patient records. Computers are being accepted as a tool for enhancing efficiency in daily life of everyone. The growth for aging population creates greater pressure for patient records to manage large amount of data. That is, pressure for reform in healthcare are growing. Based on the user needs, we conduct the system requirements for the future patient record systems. The future patient record system should support patient care and improve its quality. It also should enhance the productivity of healthcare professions, reduce administrative costs associated with healthcare delivery and financing. It should support clinical and health service research. And it also should be able to accommodate future developments in healthcare technology, policy, management, and finance. Then, it also must have arrangements to ensure patient data confidentially at all times. To achieve these objectives, the patient record system should be computer-based. Let us move to the methods for our evaluation research. We set the method as a design with the name of travel design. It is parallel randomized controlled travel design, with patient identification numbers in the patient record system as a unit of randomization. We made use of ISYS personal identification code, by which each individual can be specifically identified to produce anonymous study IDs based on the personal identification code. We use the patient's data as a participants to carry out the intervention that consists of the patient's specific reminders being shown and using the system. The primary composite outcome measures would the change in the numbers of all reminders triggered in the target population over 12 months of individual follow-up. For the data collection and analysis, we use at least half of the population as a sample size to do the single trial randomization. Then, we binding them with patient-specific reminders to the intervention group. Baseline characteristics of the intervention and control group with auxiliary analysis for triggered reminders were performed using means and standard deviations of frequencies and propagation. How can we design the method for evaluation? It is due to the standards we made up for the purpose of using the patient record system. We illustrate the standards as 4 categories. First, it can support the effective, efficient use of computer-based patient records. Second, it has a function for educating change agents and stakeholders about the value of computer-based patient record system in improving patient care. Third, it can foster the computer-based patient record as a primary vehicle for collecting patient data. Last, it can promote the development and use of standards for computer-based patient record security and data content, structures, and vocabulary. Within these 4 categories standards, we use the method to do our research and getting the result. Now, Fia will introduce the findings we had.
Okay, now let's look at the findings. There are 4 findings we write here. The first one is the computer-based patient record system is an integrated delivery system. Which is composed of healthcare providers, service providers, and facilities organized to provide continuum healthcare service to a defined population. This system is to meet patients' requirements. The patient record system should have efficient and accurate ways of capturing, managing, and analyzing clinical data collected by all different sites. The following 3 are about the information technology. Computer processing power doubles in performance and halves in cost about every 2 years. The development of technology is described as following. The first one is widespread connectivity. It's about Internet and the World Wide Web. The Internet and the World Wide Web make sure computer-based patient records in different organizations can share data throughout their geographically dispersed clinical delivery sites and even reach the patients at home. Next one is a universal view on the Internet. It's about World Wide Web browsers. Patients can use browsers to search and download information or remote data on the Internet. The interface is also compatible, which is efficient and cost-effective. The standards benefit consumers, including clinicians. The last one is about the Internet. The Internet has better bandwidth, security, and administration because it is controlled and operated by the private enterprise. These advantages are particularly important for healthcare applications, and most healthcare organizations are exploring the use of Internet as a component of their information strategy. Now let's move to the evaluation. We divide the evaluation to 2 parts. The first part is a weakness for current patient record system. The current records always are incomplete with respect to the totality of care and services, as well as the range of desired data elements. The current patient record system lack of completeness. Next one is the standardization spotty. For example, while coding schemes are generally universal for the patient record system, coding rules are often different. Also, the office practice is always unstandardized. Next one is the current patient record system is generally inaccessible. Patients or clinicians usually have limited access to the records. except in some hospitals and large health plans. Last one is it's very expensive to use. The hospital inpatient records are very expensive to get and preserve. Now let's move to the strengths for computer-based patient record system. The first one is accessibility. Most of the needed records could be available rather than misfiled or lost. Records could be enhanced if the researchers were able to link patient record data across files within and across institutions. The records can be used to inform others, to instruct students, to gain knowledge, and to monitor performance. Next one is standardization. The more standardization, the greater the usefulness of the patient records to healthcare clinicians and researchers. This includes not just formatting conventions and coding schemes, but extends to the definition of the variables themselves. The patient record system can be applied enterprises, so the standardization could maximize the usefulness of the patient record system. Next one is the simplicity. Patient records that are simple to access and use will be a boon to healthcare researchers and other stakeholders. The standardization of format will increase simplicity and the availability of documentation, particularly for the contents of electronic record files will increase the simplicity as well. And next one is accuracy. Computer-based patient record system can provide reliable data that reflects reality and agree across sources. Accuracy refers not only to the data elements themselves, but to associated documentation. This documentation includes access rules, file contents, location, variable definition, and values. Next one is completeness. Critical here is that the record represents as much of what happened during the care as possible, hence the usefulness of a unit record. Also, multiple records can be linked in CPR system, which is more useful. Also, the CPR system makes sure that missing data can be interpreted as it indicates normal values and usual occurrences. Last one is the cost effectiveness. CPR system can fulfill the above requirements, so it is a cost-effective source of data, which is another key consideration for healthcare researchers and clinicians. Now let's move to the recommendation. The first recommendation is the healthcare institutions should adopt the computer-based patient record system as the standard for medical and patient care. CPR systems have above advantages we already mentioned, so it should be used across the whole enterprise. Next one is both public and private sectors should join in establishing a computer-based patient record institute to promote and facilitate the CPR system. The CPR system should follow the federal and state laws. Last one is training and education for CPR systems should be provided for all stakeholders. That's all about our presentations. Thank you very much.